we live? Are we live? I think we are. Yo, I literally just turned the camera on. I was having issues with my YouTube not really working for some reason. So I was like, you know what? Let me just go on Streamlabs, OBS, and we could figure this thing out here. All right, let me zoom out right quick. Yeah, you're gonna see my messy floor. I got like tripods on the ground. Let's tilt this thing up a little bit, mate. You know, I'm show y'all the little candle in the back. We out here. You know, we're doing the content thing. Does my seat go lower? I just feel like I should probably boost my camera up a little bit higher. All right. Let's see, Lucy, righty, tighty. Highest this thing goes. All right, I guess this is the highest this tripod goes. Hold on. Let's I'll be right back. I know I got like a screen I can show y'all. I'll make one. All right, let's see here. Close on Sunday. Yo, my Chick-fil-A. I'm just gonna Google be right back scenes. Be right bike. Be right bike. All right. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm just going to let me see what's a good one. I think this one is dope. Right clicky. Save the download D. And we're gonna put it on Streamlabs. And what I'm gonna do right here is add. We're gonna add an image. And we're gonna add our image source. Find our image right here. Let's go to the downloads folder. And we're gonna add this to the download. You're gonna hit open. You're gonna hit done. I'm gonna right click it right here. We're gonna hit transform. Yeah, we're gonna hit make that full screen there, right? I'm gonna squeeze it up. That sounded so weird. No, undo. I wanna squeeze this one. What the hell? Is that the biggest this thing gets? So let's say stretch to screen. I don't care if it looks weird. I'll be right back, y'all. Closed on Sunday. You're my Chick-fil-A. Closed on Sunday. You're my Chick-fil-A. Oh, well, hello there. Let's make sure this thing is on the like Donkey Kong. You seem to have problem focusing on the force. It's on the A7C. What was wrong with you? All right, let's see. Focus. PC remote on. is it working now? Do you mean to tell me I was rambling on and the audio wasn't working? Because it was working before. There we go. All right. You mean to tell me I was rambling on and the audio wasn't working? Okay. So those people that were watching and didn't say anything. All right, let's start over. Hey, how's it going, y'all? Welcome to my live YouTube video about a few things I really wish modern cameras had. All right, so this is an idea that I've been having for a long time, right? I'm a photographer, content creator. I use a camera a lot. Now, a couple of features I really wish my camera had was a hard drive. It'll be really good to just have a built-in hard drive, an SSD, a small SSD. What do you call those? EM drives? Just a tiny little hard drive built into the camera, because essentially cameras nowadays are computers. And what this hard drive will essentially do is allow your camera, which is already a small computer, to be more efficient, right? So your camera will be able to store all the photos and videos onto the hard drive. So no longer will you have to deal with small SD cards, dealing with speed and all that stuff. Can you imagine buying a camera? I keep saying computer, buying a camera and you choosing the speed of the SSD that you want. So if you're shooting fashion photography, weddings, all that, things that you need fast file transfer speeds, you get a camera with a specific speed on the SSD. So that way when you're shooting, you don't have to deal with any lagginess. And if you want to use an SD card, you can. Or if you just fully want to trust the SSD on the camera, you can have an option to where there is no SD card slot. And that would be dope. That would be amazing. I honestly feel like it's time to have that. Like, that's something that I've always wanted to have. Because I correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there was a time where small little cameras had like small amounts of like hard drive space, like 16 megabytes or whatever the case is, and it could have hold like small amounts of photos. I don't know. It's just an idea. Now with that being said, the camera having a hard drive, now we can introduce one of my favorite ideas, is having a camera with an operating system. Nowadays, cameras are pretty much indistinguishable. Like, you can have a camera and then it doesn't really matter, right? There is some brand loyalty. You have some people who only shoot Nikon. You know, I love Nikon. I'm a Nikon shooter. But I'm not like a diehard Nikon fan. I'm filming on a Sony at this moment. I have three Sonys, and 3 Nikons. So, but can you imagine there being like the operating system, like an open operating system for different cameras? So you would have let's say a Nikon Z9, which is about to come out. The Nikon Z9, and the Z9 has a specific operating system, like an Android-based operating system on there, because it now has a hard drive, right? This will be great because now third-party companies could create apps, create filters, and people can sell presets. Like, can you imagine the opportunities that people will have? I just feel like it's such a great idea. Just have the camera. Keep saying computer. Have the computer have a hard drive built in, and it just would be so cool. I think. I don't know. I think that'd be great. Just having the freedom to just use your camera, take a photo, look at the photo, maybe use a proprietary app or software built into the computer, built into the camera, and just edit, share, send to the web. That'd be really cool. I know a lot of old school photographers would be like, no, I like having the computer as like a third wheel. Essentially, you take your photos, you can take your photos and then put them in the SD card and swap them to the computer, and then go on Photoshop and Lightroom. It's just a lot of steps. I feel like if the if the camera had a hard drive in there, it would kind of cut out the computer, because nowadays we just basically post on social media. Some people are fashion print photographers, and they do need like massive amounts of like space, because they're like, I don't know, they're using this. Who's that? Just Hit Records. Hey, yo, what's going on? Sign into chat. Oh, but yeah, man, I honestly feel like just saying, hey. So can you imagine that? Like, those are some things that I really wish a modern day camera had. A hard drive, just to have the ability to take photos. Don't worry about having an SD card. Like, you go into a shoot. Oh gosh, I forgot to like bring an SD card, or I forgot to bring this specific SD card where the speed is different. You just get a camera with a hard drive space on there. You save lots of time. I can see that saving so much headache, because there have been plenty of times where I'll get ready for a shoot and I don't have a SD card. I don't have the proper SD card for the specific shoot. Like, I feel like that's something that a lot of people would want. And then the operating system. Like, now we have Android on our phones and we have iOS. I really feel like Android will be a little bit more open, for a cell phone and a camera's operating system. Like, Android is very light, and I can see so many applications for this. Like, right now, cameras have Wi-Fi radios. Like, we can get an app to do live streaming on our cameras. It would have the hard drive. It would have the operating system. I mean, cameras have Wi-Fi radios. There can be a third-party developer who can develop an app to pretty much do live streaming on your camera. I feel like that's dope. I feel like that's quite frankly amazing. Like, because like you have the which camera is it? The Sony A? Is it Sony A1 or the A? Is it the A1 or the A9? And I know there's the Nikon. I forget the name. With Ethernet, like, you're able to literally transfer photos and videos with Ethernet. Like, all right, open that up. Now you have a camera that's connected through Ethernet for fast gigabit speeds and just live stream. That would be amazing. I think about stuff like that all the time. And the only thing holding this idea back is having these camera manufacturers like move. Like, there has to be like one company to do that first. I feel like it should be like a smaller company, like Panasonic OS and direct cloud connection to your cloud of choice with automatic uploads. That would be epic. Canon did something like that. Canon actually did. They're doing something like that, but it doesn't really work out that way. And can you imagine doing a shoot and you're taking the photos and it's just sent to the cloud or sent to your computer or whatever the case is? That would be amazing. It will save so much time. So much time, because there's been plenty of times where, I do a shoot and I forget to, I decide to upload the photos later on, longer than I needed to, because the process it's crazy, right? So you take the photos and you take the SD card out, put it into the computer, wait for Lightroom to open up, create a catalog, open up Photoshop, okay, drag and drop, organize the photos in a way. If you take a photo and your camera does JPEG and RAW, separate the RAW and the JPEG and drag and drop the RAWs into Lightroom. Drag and drop the RAWs into Lightroom into the catalog. Take all the JPEGs, because they're smaller JPEGs. That's the way I do it. Take all the JPEGs, select all, Open up Dropbox or Pixieset. I use Pixieset sometimes, depending on the project. Send those small JPEG files to the client so then they can choose how many pictures y'all discussed. So that's the process. So if it were in the cloud base, like if we were shooting with my camera and it had an operating system in there and it was able to send photos to the cloud wirelessly, if it's an operating system, you can say, hey, computer, anything that is a raw file, send it to this folder. Anything that's a JPEG, send it to that folder. JPEG folder, raw folder. All I got to do after the shoot, tell the client, hey, I'm gonna email you the JPEG file right then and there. Go to my cloud and then hit share and send it to the client. So much faster. The thing about content creating in general, it's fun to create, but it sucks when the tools and the software holds you back. It makes it so not fun. It makes it frustrating when you are trying to create something and then a system and process gets in the way of the creating. Like you're like, oh, I forgot I can't do this anymore. It sucks. So yeah, man. I just really wish they would come up with something like that. There's plenty of other ideas that I had. Let's say, so I wanted the hard drive, because I wanted, the ability to just save things on there, like not have an SD card, but there was something else. I forget what the other idea was. All right, so let's just, for example, let me give you my dream camera. I need a camera that would have an operating system. If it had an iOS, which it'll never happen, but we're talking about dream cameras here. If I had a camera that had iOS on there, oh dear Lord, airdrop galore. I would be airdropping everything. I'll be on a shoot. I'll take a photo of the client or whatever the case is of a product, airdrop the photo after I'm done. Can you imagine FaceTiming? Since it's iOS and it has a hard drive, you can FaceTime. Can you imagine FaceTiming with your camera? That's amazing. And what will end up happening is this medium, this art form, will be open to a lot more people. The thing about Apple could easily do this. Apple would be the best. So the main issue about cloud-based software is that there's a security issue, right? So I take lots of maternity photos. Sometimes the mother is very vulnerable, very, nude, and it's very sensitive. Like I can't be editing these photos anywhere. Like I can't go to the coffee shop, my favorite coffee shop, Wells, and edit a maternity photo because those photos are private. And when you do something like cloud-based computing, you want to make sure that whatever software that you're using, or whatever service or platform you're using is safe, because now you have sensitive material and you can't just throw it in Google Drive or throw it in some random online storage. You have to put it in a Dropbox and then lock the folder or whatever the case is. That's what I essentially do. And Apple would be perfect for cloud-based computing, because cloud-based photo sharing on a camera, because they're pretty secure. They have two-factor authentication. You have the iCloud. You have lots of other security measures that Apple uses that'll be like, hey, you're not getting in here, bucko. You know what I'm saying? It would be amazing if Apple were to come out with this, and I would love it. So my dream camera would be something like a Sony body, a little bit thicker. Want it to be a little thicker so I can hold it, and be assured that it won't fall. Because the main issue to me with the Sony cameras is that they're very tiny. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big guy. You know what I'm saying? I just want to make sure that it doesn't fall. I love the thickness of, hey. Yeah, Apple would kill it. Apple would definitely kill it. I honestly feel like Apple would do something like that and be amazing at it. So let's hit a Kim. Hey, what's going on, Kim? We're out here today, just vibing. What's going on, Coach? So this idea that I really hope Apple would come out with it. If they came out with this camera, this dream camera that I have, right? It would be amazing. My main thing would be Dropbox. Just airdropping photos and videos from on a shoot. I'll do a shoot, click. All right, here you go, client. Edit whatever I need to edit. And since my dream camera will have a hard drive on there, I'll be able to edit the photos on the camera because it's running iOS. I download my favorite apps, Lightroom on the camera. I'll download Snapseed, one of my favorite apps, by the way. I've been using Snapseed for years, and I still use it till this day. The camera would be amazing. An Apple, what would it be called? Apple Seed or something? I don't know. Like Apple will probably come up with some cool name. Camera. Apple Camera. Then there'll be Apple Camera Pro, Apple Camera Pro Plus. Then they'll hopefully come out with Apple Camera Mini, which would be a smaller camera. There's so many different cool ideas. I really hope Apple were to come out with something like that, but it probably would never happen. But hey, what's going on in chat? What's going on, y'all? There's a lot of people here. How's y'all night going? Let me see what's going on with this chat. Apple Camera Pro Max. It sounds so obnoxious. Like, it sounds like something Apple would do, though. Since Johnny Ive left, Camera Pro, maybe. I don't know. I really hope that Apple does get into the photography game. One thing I really wish they would do is that, they would start with a modular system. Like, I have the iPhone 11 Pro right here, and it'll be really dope. I gotta cover my eyes. It'd be really dope if they came out with a modular system where you just attach the lenses. You know what Apple would do? This is an Apple move. They'll buy Moment. Moment, the photography accessory company, like the lens and stuff and filters. Apple will buy Moment, and they would make all the attachments specifically for Apple. What are Apple products named after? Like, where did they get Mac and iPhone and iPod? Yeah, it's weird. I honestly don't know. The only thing that made sense was the Lisa, which was, I believe, the computer that Steve Jobs named after his daughter or something. That's like the only thing. I think I understood what you meant. Like Apple iPod. I don't know, like iPod. But it makes so much sense now because of marketing. Do you remember Microsoft's attempt of doing something like the iPod? What was that called? The Zen book? It's called the Zen? I had one of those. What's it called? The Zen? I don't remember. It looked like a thick boy. It was like a thick Game Boy. And I think it had way more features than the iPod, but it just died out. Even Jay-Z had one. I forget the name of the one that Jay-Z had. Jay-Z was like a angel investor in a iPod-esque type thing. I forget the name of it, but it didn't work out. For some reason, Apple stick around. The thing about the marketplace that I've learned, if you're the first person there and you're making it easy, you have iTunes. Everybody just stick with you because it makes sense. Like, why would you go anywhere else? Like right now, I shoot Sony, not primarily, but I still consider myself a Nikon shooter. But what Sony does, it just makes things so much easier. All the lenses work. I don't have to use an adapter. Autofocus is great. I could connect it to my computer. There are countless updates. Things are always changing. For complexity of the internet and the simplicity of Macintosh. yeah, I get that. But now, I don't know. Things are named after weird things now. What is a Google? What is a Uber? Like marketing, it's so weird. I love it though. Like I love the show Mad Men. One of my favorite shows, and you get to kind of see the um, the branding, the complexity of everything by companies, marketing and ads. It's interesting. I love that type of stuff. But going back to my dream camera, I would need it to have an operating system, and I would need it to be iOS. Also, I would need it to have not one, but two full size XLRs. I used a film camera. I got to use a Blackmagic Pro, which changed my life. Once you shoot with a cinema camera, it's more like have, once you shoot with a cinema camera, it's kind of like, do I want to use a regular camera now? You're just like, you know what? No. So it just has so many features, right? And I feel like we said, I think the names needs to be weird and different. Yeah, I see that. But it's just so weird because they're not like vocabulary words. And that's why Amazon is kind of so out of place because all these other companies are made up words. Twitter, Google, Facebook, Amazon. Amazon is kind of like sticks out. It's a real word. Um, I can't speak right now for some reason, but yeah, Amazon is a weird one. Jesus, did I eat today? I don't think I ate today. No, but Apple should definitely make this camera. They should definitely just hop on and just make this camera. And even if they have to start, like I said, with their phones, like get the modular system by Moment, the company, add these little lenses on there, that would be great. I can see the ad now, shot on an iPhone. They're already doing if you have the new iPhone, you have the cinematic mode. I got to see it. It's pretty dope. I'm not going to lie. It does a little rack focusing where it's like, ooh, this thing is closer. I'm going to focus on here. Look at that. Ugh, now I'm back on this. It almost looks like somebody's focus pulling. So like, look at that. See how this camera just does that automatically and then it goes back to me. It's on an iPhone and it does that. That's pretty dope. So I feel like they're leaning towards that, and I feel like they will have a little bit more market to do it. He's like, I had to Google it. Just the name Google came from mathematic word called. I think the company Google, the parent company is called Alphabet. So, yeah, it's just weird. Yeah, Alphabet. It's the biggest company in the world right now. Just try to help him choose a name. Wow. Yo, that and Google has two O's apparently, right? There's always a story behind everything. I just really wish Apple would just come out with this camera and be done with it. They would literally change the market. They'll give Canon a run for their money. If Apple were to come out with something like Canon and Nikon will be on watch, like their stocks will drop. But here's the thing though. As far as chips go for cameras or lenses, they're going to be getting chips from Sony because Sony makes chips for pretty much all the camera manufacturers, I believe. So they'll be getting their own little Sony chip on the camera. So they'll have a Sony chip for the camera and then like Samsung chips as well. Like, it's gonna be weird. Or Apple makes their own now. That'd be great. I wanna. This was like a random video, a random live. I just want to get on here and let me see. Let me give y'all a shout out here because I appreciate y'all for coming on. I should do more lives. I'm gonna shout y'all out. We out here. We live. We got some good folks here. So appreciate y'all for coming on. It's 11:37 here. I'm about to go grab something to eat and go to bed. I'm gonna do a live stream tomorrow, maybe like tomorrow afternoonish. I'll see y'all there. Peace.